When we come with that heat, we got skip on the.
Episode $33 million radio. It is Skylar. It is Jacob. And we're here to tell you that there are no sports to talk about from here until football season.
No
Jacob.
of the major except
No,
none. Baseball don't count. Baseball don't count.
Yeah. So we're just
Moment
here
of
to
silence.
Yeah, we're just here to tell y'all that we're done. That's episode 33. We'll see you later. Joking. Obviously, Jacob.
I bet everyone watching was like, "Thank God I don't have to sit through this."
I mean, they have the option to not sit through it. So
yeah, but people don't want to be rude. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's like our parents that sit there and just watch the whole thing. They're like, "Hey, good job, guys. Keep going."
Yeah. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, so Jacob, the Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the Indiana Pacers in Game 7 last night, 103-91. They covered the 7-point spread, 7.5, 6.5, whatever you got it at or didn't get it at. Been a couple weeks since we've done an episode, Jacob. Lots happened. The Thunder are the champions. Indiana made it. They probably had one of the greatest playoff runs of all time, only to have Tyrese Haliburton go down with about 4 minutes to go in the first quarter last night. And when he went down, he was very animated. And it was one of those non-contact injuries where he started to cut. And it was pretty obvious to everybody what happened. Nothing has been confirmed yet other than an Achilles injury. Everybody is suspecting the worst, though, with an Achilles tear that would put him out pretty much all next season. He'll join Jason Tatum and Damian Lillard in recovery efforts over the next year or so. So thoughts and prayers, T's and P's to Tyrese Haliburton. What an incredible playoff run he had with his Indiana Pacers. Jacob, what do you think about the whole series as a whole, and also, you know, Tyrese came out cooking last night, dude.
I know, man.
He had 3 threes, 9 points before he went down.
He was 3 for 4, man. He was 3 for 4 before he went down. 9 points. He was about to cook Oklahoma City, if I'm being honest.
And Tyrese isn't the type of guy that comes out shooting the ball like that normally. I mean, he's known to hit some big shots and put up some points here and there.
Especially this run.
Yeah, but to see him be like, all right, this is it, Game 7.
Aggressive.
Yeah, he came out for the throat last night, and unfortunately was going into the game, and he played the last couple games, I think, with the calf strain or something. And it's one of those situations where, obviously, if he didn't get hurt, things could have been different. Maybe the Pacers go on to win. But also, like, with him having this injury, everybody kind of knows what can happen when you have, like, a calf strain or something wrong with your knee, something with the legs where you got to like start stepping different and running differently than what you're used to. Certain muscles get more strenuous, I guess, more strained when you're doing the normal day-to-day things. I'll tell you this, Jacob, there was a couple months ago, I had a hangnail in my big toe and it hurt to walk. And then I ended up with plantar fasciitis in my foot, in my other foot, because of the way I was walking around work for that week. But
wow.
So things like that can happen. I'm not comparing myself to Tyrese in this situation, but yeah, things like that can happen. So when you see him outside the 3-point line, get the ball and start to make that cut last night, and then just drop to the floor, very animated, it was very obvious what happened to him.
Is it from wear and tear of like so much basketball? Because a lot of people will be like, well, if people play multiple sports, they learn different movements, they put different parts of the body, under stress. They say that that's healthier than just playing a lot of one sport where you're doing the same movement and putting wear and tear on one part,
Yeah,
And I'm like, I don't know if that's the case or if just less basketball needs to be played because people are starting real early doing AAU now, playing all days, So.
You see that a lot more in like high school athletics where guys will play football and then they'll play basketball and then they'll play baseball in the spring, just kind of strengthening all those different parts of the game and their athleticism. But this is such a weird thing. You look at Tyrese, like he's basically been playing since last summer with Team USA with very little breaks in between. And he's not the only one, but it's a lot of basketball to be played over the last year for him in particular.
Yeah.
But I just want to know what the hell is going on with all these Achilles injuries and major knee injuries that we've seen, not just in basketball, but I mean, even going back to Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of not last season, but the one before with his debut with the Jets. I mean, he's 4 plays into the season. That's no wear and tear pretty much.
Deshaun Diddy Watson.
Yeah, you could also look at that. There's also, I think it was Greenlaw with the 49ers who was in the Super Bowl on the sideline. It's time for the defense to go back out to the field, and he just kind of does a little hop step to get off the sideline and out onto the field, and he tears his Achilles on the sideline. I'm pretty sure it was Greenlaw. I could be wrong about the player, but that did happen.
I do remember
for the 49ers.
It was a notable loss, right? Because he was really good.
Two Super Bowls ago when they were playing the Chiefs. But yeah, I don't understand what exactly is going on with all the injuries. Maybe it's like, you hear people say that the game is, or sports in general now, is bigger, faster, stronger. Everybody's going at a quicker pace. The average now is like 108 possessions per game for each team in the NBA, which is a huge increase if you look back over the last 10, 20 years. So it's a lot more back and forth, up and down the court. But I mean, these guys are in the best shapes of anybody really on planet Earth. And you look at all the training they do to stay in shape, to get in shape, to get bigger, better, stronger. I'm baffled, Jacob. I don't know what to think about it.
There's just a lot of mileage, man. Even Lonzo Ball. I mean, even with his injury, he was out for 2+ years, and it's because they've been playing since such a young age. I just don't think that they're allowing their body to develop. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, don't take any physical, athletic advice from me at all, please.
Yeah,
I'm like telling people don't, but that's just maybe that. I think that's what it is. Just mileage, a lot of mileage. A lot of the same movements repeat. You know how many times he's probably caught the ball like that, extended his back leg out.
Oh yeah,
went in for like a layup or something. Even like not in just game, but like practice too.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're looking at the probably hundreds of thousands of reps that he's had doing that exact same move, and seeing this happen, it is terrible. I hate it for the Pacers. I would have loved to see, Game 7, it's best on best, and to see their superstar, and I will say superstar, Tyrese Haliburton, go down like that is awful to see. Not only just for the game, but to know that we're not going to see him until the 2026 season in October, pretty much.
That's at least 3 notable players, Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, and
all
Tyrese
in this playoff series, or all in this playoff run.
So does that kind of open up a discussion of like the season being too long? Because a lot of players think it's too long, and I don't know. It's an interesting debate, especially given the injuries that have popped up. Are the playoffs like a lot of people think the playoffs are too long, the season's too long, but people think the playoffs need to be shortened. So I mean, I don't know.
I will say also, you look at a sport like and I know this is like tomatoes and or apples and oranges or whatever, not tomato, but apples and oranges to compare hockey and basketball. But both 82 game seasons, both the same playoff format, 7-game series, 4 rounds all the way to the championship. So it's set up the same. Obviously, one is on ice, one is on hardwood. But you don't really see injuries like that in hockey. It's like I said, it's hard to compare, the movements and all of that. But as far as the conversation of shortening the season or going back to maybe like a 3-game playoff series in the first round up to a 5-game and then 7 games in the finals, there's a lot that can be said. I don't see anything getting shortened because of just the amount of money that these big leagues and corporations make.
In history too.
Yeah. And then you start to like mess with people's stats, like, whoever scored the most amount of points over the last few years in one season, they played an 82-game season. So if you shorten it to 70, you run into people not being able to, like, stats being construed or whatever. But
you'd have to say in the new era, it'd have to be a brand new period.
It's like in the NFL, whenever you see people breaking rushing yards and receiving yards in a 17-game season, as opposed to the Jerry Rices and whatever that did it in 16 games. But yeah, I mean, it's a discussion to have. I don't see anything happening, especially in the immediate future. But props to the Oklahoma City Thunder for winning. They were the best team all season. A 12-point win in Game 7 after Haliburton went down. The Pacers did lead by 1 or 2 at the half. So it was a big let's get behind our guy Tyrese and do it for him. Type
it's
of first half,
man.
Oh yeah.
Afterwards, he was in the hallway. Everyone was coming back, giving him high five. He was on crutches, man. That sucks. But let me ask you something. Where does this put Shai in Thunder history? Oklahoma City Thunder history. Is he above KD and Russell Westbrook? I think he is, personally.
I mean, at this point, I will say people were already putting him ahead of KD and Russ before, this playoff run or whatever. I will say he won the regular season MVP. He won the conference finals MVP and the NBA finals MVP and
scoring title.
And the scoring title. And I don't think has that ever happened before? I don't think so. If it has, it's only been like 2 or 3 times. But I think that's the first time that's ever happened in the NBA. Yeah, give it to him. OKC never won a title. SGA did it for him. He won the MVP sweep with the scoring title.
He's also, to be fair, he's also had a much better team than KD and Russ ever had, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, KD did choke in the series versus the Warriors when they blew a 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
That was probably their best shot to win a title.
And then he went and joined the Warriors the year after.
Yeah. So I don't think anyone could ever say KD is the best Oklahoma City Thunder player. I think Russell Westbrook was up there. But Russell Westbrook plays a very specialized brand of basketball where it's give me the damn ball. I'm going to do everything. But Shai is more of a team guy.
29 points, 5 rebounds, 12 assists for SGA in Game 7.
He shot a tour date last night, dude. He shot August 27th last night.
Yeah. Jalen Williams with 20 points. The Pacers were led by Benedict Mathurin with 24 points, 13 boards. TJ McConnell with 16 and 6 rebounds. Great effort from the Pacers. Great postseason run. And Jacob, I will say, unless you're a Thunder fan, the team that won the title last night is not going to be what's remembered from these NBA playoffs. I think that it will be the bigger story is the playoff push that the Pacers had.
You think?
Wow. In my opinion. Yeah, the Thunder were the best team all year, best record in the regular season. There were 2 series that they got pushed to 7 games and won them both. They were the most dominant team, the best put together. Shout out Alex Caruso getting that second NBA Finals victory, the first real one, in his words, that he said sarcastically because 2020 he won with the Lakers in the bubble. But yeah,
I honestly, I mean, I'm not going to fully disagree with you, but when people are just going to be getting into the game of basketball and they're looking up who's won championships, they're going to see OKC. They're not going to see Pacers.
well, yeah,
but it's gonna take basketball fans like us to actually remember when, like, where we were at and stuff when Haliburton hit that game winner in each series. Like he hit one every series. So
yeah. Jacob,
that should never be forgotten though. Tyrese, he did amazing.
So props to the Thunder. I'm definitely not wanting to take anything away from them. But you raised a great question, Jacob. We've seen 3 Achilles injuries this playoff run. Tyrese Haliburton, Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, all wear number 0, but that's not important. The thing that is important, Jacob, is that they're all in playoff caliber teams in the Eastern Conference. And all 3 of these teams are going to be without one of their star players for this upcoming season. And as you mentioned, off camera, this opens the East up wide open.
It's way more open than it was. Like I think first of all, the Knicks will probably make it out the East next year if they keep everyone. I think they should have kept Tom Thibodeau personally, but we'll see who they hire as their head coach. If you're the Knicks, you need to run it back, and if you're the Magic, you need to run it how it is now with Desmond Bane.
What about the Cavs?
Run it back. Run it back. East is wide. If you're Giannis, I say run it back too. Why not?
That was where I was getting with this conversation. We've seen the rumors or whatever that Giannis may leave Milwaukee with these injuries going down. You got the Knicks, you got the Cavs, and maybe a couple other teams that can prove themselves, like the Magic. I personally think the Magic are in the spot that the Thunder were a couple years ago. You draft a star player that you can build around. You got a young team, so just keep the core together and keep trying at that.
And now they have shooting.
Yeah,
the Magic have never had shooting.
Got Desmond Bane, the little T-Rex out there. But so as for Giannis, I think you and I both agreed to stay in Milwaukee and give it another year at least.
I mean, honestly, they were right in there with the Pacers. Gary Trent Jr. went off like crazy, and they have some really good shooting, which is what you have to surround Giannis with because he's going to drive and play really good defense. He's also going to be another MVP candidate next year. So I say just run it back, and then if it doesn't go good this year, maybe just leave then,
Yeah. I mean, he's done everything for Milwaukee that he can do as one person. But
who do you think's coming out of the East then? Because I think the Knicks will probably come out of the East, and if they build their bench up a little bit and get a good head coach.
I think with the injuries, obviously you take the injuries out, the Celtics probably still have the best roster. We'll see what happens in the offseason because everybody makes some moves in the offseason. But
and the second apron will play into that too.
But with Tatum out, with the other 2 out, I will say I'm probably going to stick with the Cavs. They were the best team in the East record-wise for most of the season, if not all the season, kind of like the Thunder were. They got shapapped against the Pacers, kind of just underestimated Indiana probably, in my opinion. Didn't have the best games. Donovan Mitchell was kind of playing hurt a little bit.
Riddled with
missed some
injuries.
time. Yeah, missed some time in the postseason, but I'll say the Cavs. That's the team I'll go with. But as far as the East, but I mean, looking at the West, it's always the most stacked conference every year. The toughest conference to get out of. Do you think the Thunder are gonna keep it going next year? Or you think this is one and done for SGA and company?
Well, there's been this first time in history there's ever been 7 different champions, so I don't think they're going to come out and win. I don't know if they'll even extend Chet for a rookie max. He's due for one.
That's a good point. Chet kind of underperformed in the playoffs.
Yeah, he didn't do awful, but do you think he's max worthy? I don't think so, personally.
Yeah.
So
bring him to LA. Let's go. Chet to LA.
LA needs a big man. That would be that would be a blockbuster move. That actually would be crazy. He's
Chet and Luka.
He's not good enough to be paid max by the Thunder, but he would be a nice fit on the Lakers.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, God, I don't know who's going to come out the West because it was OKC versus Minnesota. It's too close to call. Let's just be fun with it and say the Rockets.
Yeah. So we mentioned KD quite a bit, a little bit ago, Jacob. Kevin Durant now to the Rockets.
Every Oklahoma City Big Three player from that 2012 Finals run has been traded to the Rockets.
Yeah, Russ, James Harden, who they did play together for a year or two in Houston, and now Kevin Durant going to the Rockets.
So you told me off camera you think the Rockets got fleeced, and I'm the total opposite. He thinks the Suns won the trade. How does that make sense?
I don't think I said the Suns
Does
won
everyone
the trade.
lose? Whichever team, if KD gets traded, each team
I mean,
loses in it?
yeah, in a way, because I mean, KD, we said that he lost to when he was with the Thunder, lost a 3-1 lead to the Warriors, and then joined the Warriors right after that. That was announced on a July 4th. I will remember. Can't remember the year. What, 2016, 2017?
July 4, 2016, after the Cavs won the championship.
So he went to Golden State, won a couple titles, and then went to the Nets.
Tore his Achilles.
At the Nets, and then
No, he tore it during the finals for Golden State. Sorry, not to be a a-hole and correct you, but
yeah, no. I was thinking when you said that, I was thinking the image in my head was the toe on the line shot that he had, not an Achilles injury. That's my fault.
No, but they went to the 3 finals, won the first 2, got injured in the third one.
Yeah,
got requested a trade or signed, maybe a sign and trade to the Nets. Honestly, let's hope that each of these players has a KD style recovery. He came back and got better.
Yeah.
How does that work?
And I will say with the way the surgeries and medicine and rehab and all that is so much better now than it was 5-10 years ago. When you look back at 2013 and Kobe tearing his Achilles, that was back then, that was career ending type of injury. And to see, Kobe come back, he was never the same after that. He had a couple good years, and then, as he got older and more frail out on the court, his play kind of declined a little bit.
He was low key playing like a madman, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, shit, But and then you see Klay Thompson with an Achilles injury. I can't remember what year that was.
Same. It was. I think he tore his ACL, or he had a knee injury in the finals, and then within the next 2 years, he was recovering, and he had been recovered in the offseason. He tore his Achilles in a practice.
Yeah. So I think overall, the recovery rate has gotten a lot quicker, a lot better. So we're not looking at this in the same sense of these 3 guys with the Achilles injuries, they're done. They're they might not ever play again, but we are going to be without them for a year. You see Aaron Rodgers tear his Achilles a couple years ago, and he was flirting with coming back and playing that season. If they were to make the playoff, he says, if they were to make the playoffs, he would be playing. But it's one thing to say and actually do it.
The only thing you could say is that you don't know if they'll come back the same player, and I don't think they will. I mean, who knows? They can maybe get better like Kevin Durant did. I don't know. But
yeah,
a lot of times you come back and you're just not as good. You're just not as explosive, not as quick. I mean, you're more likely to overthink and think about which movement you're about to make. So it kind of slows everything down.
But back to the KD trade, it is the Phoenix Suns give up Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the number 10 pick in the upcoming draft in the first round, and 5 second-round picks. And there was something I saw that said the let's see, what was it? Desmond Bane going to Orlando cost more first-round picks than Kevin Durant to the Rockets and Luka to the Lakers combined. I thought that was pretty interesting. But they did give up a lot of second-round picks to get KD. As far as who won the trade, I don't really see either team. Obviously, the Rockets lose a young stud in Jalen Green.
Oh, come on.
He hasn't.
Is so inconsistent.
That's why, if you would have let me finish, Jacob, I was going to say he hasn't performed to his capability over the last little bit. All right. He is inconsistent, but with the ceiling that he has going forward and how young he is, I think that's a big, you said thing
young
to give
stud,
up.
like he's like an Anthony Edwards type.
Yeah,
that's
but
a young stud
okay,
right there,
all right,
not Jalen Green.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but to give up Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and all those picks for KD at this point in his career, my question that I raised to you earlier was, what did KD do with the Suns?
Missed the playoffs.
Not shit.
But
he didn't do nothing.
Look. The Rockets are in a win now move right now. They're in a window of trying to win now. They have Alperen Şengün, Steven Adams, Fred VanVleet. You saw
Amen
how
Thompson.
They exactly, and Amen Thompson's going to be so good with KD, dude. I'm telling you, he's going to be so good. This was a win now move. The Suns front office, ever since they got new management, they've not been good. They got rid of DeAndre Ayton, which I can kind of understand, but they also didn't give him much of a chance. Got rid of Chris Paul. Devin Booker is in no man's land over there, and I feel bad for him. There's like 4 other shooting guards along with him. They have no point guard. But regardless, they were not in a window or capability to win now, but the Rockets are. So, if anything, I'm more upset they got rid of Dillon Brooks. He was part of that gritty defensive identity they had with Ime Udoka.
The backbone of the Rockets.
Exactly. I mean, I would be more upset they lost him rather than Jalen Green. Yes, Jalen gave you 30 points one night, but then next night he's going to give you 7 points. I mean, you're just not. You're missing. You're not going to miss inconsistency with KD. You know he can get you a bucket. You know he can work in isolation and get you one. And like I said, he's going to open the floor up for Amen Thompson like crazy, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I just think it was such a weird trade. But I think the Rockets,
we kind of
like
knew
said,
where it was going. It was either with the Spurs or the Rockets. But I saw a thing that said the Rockets is a better place because it's kind of a good combo of low pressure, but also a really good ceiling and like title odds to win. But if he had went to the Spurs and did not win a championship with Wemby, then he would have been flamed. So I mean, maybe he'll save his legacy a little bit too.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that would be a big thing if KD were to, go to the Rockets, win a championship. That would be huge for not only Houston, but Kevin Durant's legacy, as you said. So you in the West next year, you're picking the Rockets. Is that what you said?
Yeah, just to be fun, because I don't want to pick I don't want to pick the Lakers because everyone's picking the Lakers, and I mean I do like their odds to do it, but they don't have a big man right now, and we got to see what offseason moves are made. But before any offseason moves are made on this date, June 23rd, 2025, KD and Desmond Bane have been traded. As of right now, I think the Rockets will come out, but that doesn't mean that's what will happen.
Only time will tell.
This could be an awesome offseason, I think, though.
So as far as, now we know who won the finals, who made it to the finals, all that. This NBA playoff run, Jacob, overall, rated 1 to 10.
Definitely 8. Definitely 8.
It was good. It was a very good playoff. It was
probably one of the better runs in the past few years, if I'm being honest. A lot of team production, a lot of time we see where it's just stars going at each other, and we had some of that here, but the teams were really good.
Yeah,
the Knicks versus Celtics, that was an amazing series. The Pacers throughout their entire run was good. I wish everyone was a little more healthy, but that's with every playoff run. And the West, dude, that was a very entertaining series, I think. I wish the Nuggets would have beaten the Thunder, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of game winners, too, dude. Aaron Gordon with his game winners and go-ahead buckets. Tyrese Haliburton with his. And, like, game-winning plays, too, like Mikal Bridges with his 2 steals in the first 2 games at Boston. Like,
Russell Westbrook calling out the Clippers on their play, the inbounds play that they tried to run, and he stole it because he knew what play they were running because he used to play for
James
them.
Harden's. It rolled off James Harden's hand. It was like there was not a lot of blowouts. There was a few blowups, of course, but like most of the games, dude, they played hard. The refed pretty good, I would think.
Yeah,
and came down to like a last minute play or two. So, dude, this was a really awesome playoffs. I give it an 8.5 out of 10, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And this was the first Game 7 in the NBA Finals we've seen since the Cavs came back 3-1 against the Warriors in the Finals in 2016. So a lot built up into that game last night, only for Tyrese to go down in the first quarter. Who knows how the game would have played out after that? Maybe Tyrese wouldn't have made another shot the whole game, and Indiana loses by 30. Maybe he continues how hot he was coming out at the beginning of the game, and the Pacers end up winning. But this is how it played out. This is how we react to how it plays out. But yeah, so
who's winning next year, Scholar?
For this playoffs, I'd probably give it a 8 or 9. But as far as next year, who's gonna win it? Hey man, all I'm saying, you give Luka and LeBron a whole season together to build that chemistry after this offseason that we're about to have, where Luka loses 50 pounds. He comes in running a 4-2 up and down the court, looking like Kyrie with the dribble moves. Yeah, give me the Lakers in 4 every series next year. Give me I'm just going to give a finals prediction for next year. Cleveland Cavaliers. Los Angeles Lakers. Let's go.
And LeBron gets traded midway through the season.
Oh, shit.
To the Cavs. So it's going to be a Luka versus LeBron finals, right?
Oh, God. Yeah, we're smoking on that good here at $1 Million Radio today. I will tell you that.
That would have been a really good finals this year, too, if the teams were better. You know, obviously they didn't make it.
Yeah. So as we wrap up here, episode 33 of $1 Million Radio, I will say, if you're a long-time listener, watcher of the podcast, you know we do it once a week. I also have other videos coming out with UFC every now and then. Now we're to the dead zone of the season. So
this is our first time doing this too. First dead zone.
Yeah, we're still within our first year of seeing how things play out on this show. So maybe don't expect one every week. Maybe, just be like, oh, we're not going to get another video till football season. And then when we drop a video here and there, it's like, oh yeah, let's go watch $1 Million Radio episode whatever.
Yo, who's that hype for any video?
Me, dude. I sit here and edit all of it, and then I watch it back, and then I upload it, and then I watch it 5 times, and then we end up with 6 views.
I'm trying to get Milkman on for an interview.
I ain't gonna lie, Milkman, where you at? Put in the comments a way to contact you, and actually don't do that because then everybody will contact you.
No,
but,
you know how to get to us, Milkman.
Milkman, you're out there somewhere, and I guarantee you know how to contact me or Jacob or Griffin. I bet you're somebody that we know, but we don't know who you are. So hit us up, be like, hey, yo, it's time to milk, and then we'll get you on. But as I was saying, maybe don't expect an episode every week from us, but we're going to get into some off-season talk, college football, NFL. When Griffin joins us back, he will be breaking down some MLB, because me and Jacob ain't watching that shit. But no, but for real though, football season, we're 70-something days away from NFL. We are 9 Saturdays away from the week 0 of college football. Weeks. 10 weeks away from actual week 1 football with
2 months.
Tennessee Volunteers taking on Syracuse in, I think it's Atlanta. That'll be game 1. We're going to have videos coming out over the next few weeks of, predicting, looking at Tennessee football, looking at storylines in the NFL. There have been so many trades in the NFL. It's crazy. Tennessee obviously moves on from Nico. We get Diego Pavia. There's a lot to look into. I'm very excited.
We don't get Diego. I wish.
What do you mean?
We get Aguilar.
Oh, shit. My fault. Damn. Oh, speaking of, we got 80 seconds left, Jacob. We'll keep this for another video. Diego Pavia called out the whole state of Tennessee. Maybe that's why I said that. Jacob, real quick before we go, $1 Million Radio Song Choice of the Week.
Oh crap. Okay,
I've got mine.
I'll do Thornhill. It's a really, really good band named Thornhill.
Okay.
And the song it's from Fall into the Wind. It goes into the song Tongues. That's like a preamble to it.
Okay.
Tongues, check out Tongues by Thornhill. They are like modern Deftones.
All right. Tones by Thornhill. I'm going to go with Tongues.
They're like Deftones, modern Deftones.
Got you. My song of the week is going to be a song that came out in 2018 by the rapper Burner, who is also the founder of the Cookies brand. Burner featuring The Game, Wait For It. It's one of my favorite beats, one of my favorite verses of all time comes from The Game in that song. So check it out. Tongues by Thornhill, Burner and The Game, Wait For It. This has been episode 33 of $1 Million Radio. And as always, we'll see you next time.